This is Level Up Success Podcast with Neth and Truth.
Hey, how you doing, friends and family? This is the Level Up
Success Podcast.
and welcome to another episode where we always bring knowledge power to our listener. So tell me, Nate, how we gonna start this?
Hey, how you guys doing today, man? I hope you guys are doing great, just like we are right now. And we have a new person in. We have new topics, and we just gonna enlighten the people today. Okay, so why don't you give us your name, your background, where you from?
So my name is Brownny. My background, I am Dominican. Parents are Dominican. I was born and raised in the Bronx, still living in the Bronx.
Okay. What part of the Bronx?
Currently, I'm in the Allerton section of the Bronx.
Okay.
But I grew up, I forgot the name of the section, but it's around the Grand Concourse area.
Okay. So what is it that you do?
What is it that I do? For
As far as
work?
career, yeah.
For work, I am a dental hygienist. So that's what I've been doing, I would say, for the past almost 8 years.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Do you wanna share with the audience, the specifics of dental hygienist?
Sure. So, dental hygienist, not to get confused with a dental assistant or dentist, which a lot of people get it confused.
Yeah.
A dental hygienist does not restore teeth. They don't place like implants or things of that nature. What we do is we work on the preventative side. So both by providing prophylaxis, which is where we clean people's teeth, we help disinfect as well and educate patients. This way they can prevent gum disease and pretty much hopefully establish a good habit for the rest of their life as far as brushing, flossing, and that's pretty much like what that is.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool. What got you into that?
So the reason I went into dental hygiene, I was in college, first year of college. I did not know exactly what I wanted to do. So then I pretty much I was just going to school. I was pretty bored all the time. My mother noticed, and she mentioned that there's a field called dental hygiene. I did not know what that was. All I knew is that it had the word dental in it. So I was guessing it was to do something in the mouth. In reality, she said, listen, you only have to go to school for 2 years. It's a 2-year program. And you start making a lot of money. A lot of money compared to what I was used to.
Regular salary.
So once she said that, I was like, 2 years? I can study for 2 years and make a lot more money than I would just doing a regular, job that doesn't require a degree. Yeah. Okay, I can do that. And that's pretty much how I got into it. The further and further I did my research, I actually went to Hostels Community College. That's where I got my degree at. I actually went to be a patient just to see what that experience was like before I made the change. And after I did that, I don't know, I was sold. So I just went straight for it. It worked out. I don't know if it was luck, but it ended up working out well for me.
Well, but did somebody ask you to be like a patient just to figure it out, or did you have question about the dental
hygiene? Yeah.
Hygiene, yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. Someone didn't ask me to be a patient, and then me just try to figure it out from there. It was more of I have certain people that have been there for me who look out for me, so them knowing that I was unsure of what I really wanted to do. And I mentioned dental hygiene after my mother brought it to me. Yeah. They just said, well, just do some research, look it up. My older brother is like one of those people for me who really gives me a lot of great advice. So when he gives me advice, I definitely try to follow it. And in following it, I thought, okay, let me go to the school. Let me actually talk to the people who are in the program and talk to the professors as well. So I did that, and that's pretty much what solidified it for me.
Let me there's like programs, right? Because you say you went to Hostels.
Yes.
They host programs for people who want to get into this field, right? Do I have that right?
Yeah, so they have that. So that is like one of the majors they have there. So they have nursing, they have radiology, and they have dental hygiene. Those are pretty much the main programs that they have there. They have others, but I think those are like the more popular one that I'm aware of.
I only asked because I had somebody who actually invited me to host those for they could check my tooth, and and they had people who were there teaching them. So I was part of that one of those programs.
I didn't even know they had those type of programs. Wow, that's dope though.
Mm-hmm. So in regards to that, so those are students, and students, they have to learn, and they don't just learn on something like a dummy is what they call it. I don't know if that's the right term, but that's what we call it. And you want a real experience. So after you get to a certain semester, you're then allowed to see real patients so that you see what the experience is like. And you get to learn how to time yourself, how to really conversate with patients, because it's not just doing the work. You have to learn how to talk to people and educate them.
Okay. So do you do the thing to an internship or somewhere else, or you do it in the school?
You do it in the school. I don't think, from what I remember, there wasn't anything about an internship. It's just you pretty much go to school, you learn, you see your patients, and you get your experience throughout the semesters with the patients. After that, you have to get licensed, of course, and once you do that, you can pretty much just apply anywhere that's hiring.
Oh, that's dope. I mean, you gotta try it at least a few times with little people.
No, that's pretty awesome. Like I said, like she is one of my cousin's wife. Like she was studying to be a dentist.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So shout out to her. But so she was looking at my teeth, and I was like, I had a good experience because it's free for me, so she gets to clean my tooth, and
you see her.
What? I mean, we're using each other. Like if you want to put it like that.
That is very true. She is, I would say, very grateful. I would say, because being in that position where I was a student looking for patients, we had to look for our own patients. If you do not have your own patients, you see nobody, and you do not get to move on to the next semester.
So they encourage you guys to look for patients so you could work on them?
Yes.
I mean, it looks like their career's on the line.
I mean, she asked me too to work on my team one time. I was kind of nervous. Like,
oh man, that's horrible, bro. Nah, man, I was on board, man. I like to help people, bro.
Did you go though?
No, I was too nervous. Did you ever have that issue when you was looking for people? People got too nervous for you to check their teeth?
Yes, I would say yes. Some people, how would I put this? So one thing we used to say is that not all your family and friends would actually go. You would think they would be the first people to line up. For some reason, it doesn't always work out that way, unless it's like a close brother, sister, or like cousin, or like mother or father. But other extended families or like friends or quote unquote friends, for some reason, they have a lot of time in their hands, but not for that. So you had an easier time finding patients on the street, around the school, the campus, and that way.
It's like that for everything, though. Like I've been involved in multiple different things that require family and friends to get involved, and I do see that. Even like the podcast, we say it, like we have.
We talk about it,
Yeah, like we are getting loyal people who are not, we don't even know. They're more loyal than the closest friends that we have.
And family.
So
family.
Yeah, no, it is what it is. Like family, I still love you, right? If you support us, great. If you don't, we understand. So we can't that part of that, right?
I don't want to make it seem like we talking bad about them.
Nah,
it's just a support system.
No,
that's the point.
it is what it is. And it's okay because it's vice versa. There's certain things I might not have noticed that goes on, and and I'm too busy or whatever it is. So
yeah, you're
so
right.
It's just part of human nature.
No, I mean, it's a perfect example. I wasn't supported by that person. So
here you go. You see, so it happens. It just happens like that, man. Sometimes. So, but I mean, it was awesome that your mom actually put you onto this. Like, is there any reason that that she probably did it? Like, did she know anybody that was doing that? Like, what made her set you off to this path?
Oh, that's easy. That one's very easy. So she's a dental assistant currently.
Okay.
Prior to coming to the United States, she was a dentist in the Dominican Republic.
Okay.
So yeah, so when she had children and we were old enough to go to school, she'd always thought maybe one of my children will go into the field of dentistry. So, she was happy that I became a hygienist, and she said, it's not a dentist, but at least you're in the field. That's all I care. So
okay, that's awesome. You see, man, that's beautiful, bro. Like, and this is what I always what I'm seeing from doing this podcast is that a lot of people are, the way that they get into their fields is like, it's something that a close friend or somebody around their circle is involved in, and it makes for like a easier transition to become whatever career that you choose. So
yeah,
so that's
because
awesome.
she had the knowledge. That's the thing. Imagine that your mother think you do that, or she think had the knowledge. The chance of you being a dental hygienist will be kind of low. So that's one of the reasons we like doing this type of show, because right now you talk about being a dental hygienist. People get watching, they might think about, whoa, I didn't even know you could do that. So yeah, that's one of the reasons. I think that's one of the reasons, like I would say, that our coaches really low, because we will really have the knowledge of the opportunity that there is out there. There's a lot of opportunity, but we don't know it, and that's why people take advantage of it. If that makes sense, though.
Makes sense. So is there anything that you're planning to do afterwards? Any other financial plans that you may have that you're working on currently?
Yes, so that's something that is ongoing. One thing I do want to mention to follow up from what he said.
Yeah, sure.
It is very true, 100%. Very low chance of me being in the dental hygiene field if my mother did not mention that to me. I was not aware of what that was. Like I said, most people in my circle, I would say, aren't aware of what a dental hygienist is. So people don't generally find out until, I would say, they're in their late 20s or 30s. But now in the field, you see more and more young people actually getting in the field. I don't know how they're finding out about it, but I'm happy that is the case, because it is helping a lot of people with their financial situation. So I'll tie that back to your question. Financial plans is pretty much investing. So like many people during the pandemic, they had a lot of time in their hands. So a lot of people were learning about crypto and just stocks in general, retirement accounts. I thankfully had my brother to help me for that. Pretty much he had me invest in a Roth IRA, which is a retirement account. And he had me do that from the time that I pretty much started working as a dental hygienist. Now at that time, that's all I knew how to do. He started me off that way. He just said, "Listen, just do this, and it'll grow over time." So I made sure I maxed my account, the most that I could put in every year, and eventually I saw it grow. I did not know what was happening. I didn't really understand it. I just know that it was growing. But fast forward to 2020 during the pandemic, he took the time to teach myself, my sister, and my cousins how to actually invest more efficiently. So he took time to make like a dedicated class for us on that pretty much. Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome, man. And just for the audience, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. So when you get into a Roth IRA plan, that's that's a form of mutual funds. So if you guys want to research what mutual funds is, then I would suggest you could Google it. But it's just one form of making money in a short amount of time, and you could always take that money out. So that's just one form. So the new form, do you know what the new form is? It's like an index funds that you guys are doing now.
So what I would say is, so there's different types of accounts.
Yeah.
These different types of accounts may have benefits to using it.
Yeah.
Or may not.
Yeah.
So you have the Roth IRA.
Mm-hmm.
You can take the money out, but you can get penalized if you don't follow the rules. I forgot what age exactly it is, but if you take it out before a certain age of retirement, then you do have to pay a penalty. Also, there's another rule within that where, because it's taxed already, the money that goes into a Roth IRA comes from the money you get in your check, which is taxed at work.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because it's taxed already, the money that goes in, when it grows, you don't pay any taxes on that growth. So it's a very, very important type of account to have, and that's the benefit. You don't pay taxes when you take it out.
Yeah.
You have other ones like the 401k. They have a Roth 401k, which is post-tax, and they have the traditional 401k, which before they take out taxes. So that's a benefit too. Pretty much when you do your taxes at the end of the year, your adjusted gross income decreases, and so you get that benefit from it as well. But you pay taxes when you take it out in the future at the age of retirement. And both of these types of accounts, again, you get penalized if you don't follow the rules and you take it out early, but you can use it for certain things like emergency, schools, etc. You can take money out as a loan from your own self and then pay yourself back to put it back in. So there's many things when it comes to that. As far as what you invest in, I would say the Roth IRA, you can invest in index funds, like ETFs, individual stocks, pretty much anything that's on the market.
Okay.
So it's not like closed off to only like ETFs or mutual funds, but you have pretty much anything that you can get in the market, you can pretty much invest in there in that type of account.
All right, cool. Dope, man. That's awesome, man. So, well, let's dive out a little bit about the career, and let's get into hobbies. I mean, so what kind of hobbies do you have? And if you have more than one, you could share.
Hobbies. Well, I'll share the hobby about salsa because, that's where I met you.
Yeah.
So salsa has been a hobby that I got into, I believe, starting in the year of 2018, possibly, I believe. 2018.
Okay.
So there is this lovely lady that I met through my job, and she got me into dancing salsa.
Okay.
After that, it's pretty much been nonstop. It slowed down this past year, but it's been amazing. I never used to dance in the past. I was that guy up against the wall, pretty much, literally.
I mean, well, I would say I could relate, but not, and I'll explain how. So I always knew how to dance, bachata. I was raised, to learn how to dance that. And the merengue, right? It's a typical Dominican dance, right? You just stepping back and forth, moving your hips side to side,
Yeah, pretty much. That's what it is.
But as far as salsa, like I could never figure it out when I was younger. Never. Like I'm like, yo, like how do they do this? Like,
it look fancy. Like you gotta move like wow.
Yo, like these it look like magic to me. I'm like, how you guys doing this? So when I finally got into dancing, which I did talk about that on I believe on our third episode. You guys should really check that out.
We did, I'll put it on the top.
We'll remind you guys which is the one. It's a pretty good topic. But I never knew how. So then when finally I got convinced to get into class, it took me like 6 months to try to to figure it out. And then when you go to the dance, see what happens when you're it's like you don't know nothing.
Yeah.
It's like you're just doing your basics, and you all you're doing is counting down the numbers. Guys, for whoever gets into salsa, it gets a lot easier. I promise you, right? Especially now. I mean, it's becoming a growing community.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And and then now, I mean, now I could say I could defend myself. I could gladly say that. But you're one of the people that I used to watch, man. I used to be like, man, I like this guy's like becoming really great, and we started. You probably have like 6 months over me, I think. But you were doing such great things that it inspired me to be like, you know what, I could become this good.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, no,
That's cool.
So I used to really watch you, man. So, and you grew a lot in the salsa scene. I know you went to different like schools and things like that, right?
Yeah, so I went to different studios.
Yeah.
Actually, before I even started dancing, so like you mentioned like not knowing how to dance salsa. You just didn't know how you put everything together.
Yeah.
Myself, I used to listen to salsa, but I never knew how to move either. But listening to the music, you kind of want to move, but it's like you gotta learn though. So like you have to not. So I was always shy. That's the one thing that got me out of my shell. Pretty much is dancing salsa. I wanted to go to Nieves. Because I live like a block away from there, which I think you went there as well.
I did end up going to shout out to Nieves.
Yeah, and Lewis, who was on the podcast before, I used to see him post, and I used to be like, oh my God, I want to be like that guy right there. I want to dance salsa. But it didn't work out that way as far as me going to Nieves because I was too scared.
Yeah.
However, when I got to this new job as a dental hygienist where I'm currently working now, remember that lady that got me into salsa? It was like she took me to Noma in New Rochelle at I think it's the Radisson Hotel or something like that. I forgot the name, but there, literally, the first hour is like, it's free. You just do the basics. And there's so many people there that were dancing telling me, yo, you have to go. You have to. Because once you get into the community, that's it. It's like you're hooked. And they were hooked. They love to dance. It makes you feel happy. You relieve a lot of stress. And I don't know. I said, okay, I'll go. I'll do one day. And it was at Lorenz in Castle Hill. So definitely very thankful for Lorenz because that's where I learned pretty much majority of everything that I know how to do in salsa. Eventually, I ventured off to a different school, Cache, which is amazing as well. I love it. Great energy every time. So I still want to go back and keep learning. Maybe I took a few classes at Empire Mambo downtown this past year, which was also great. So there's definitely a lot of places to learn from if you want to learn how to play dance salsa. So
you guys
go out
have
there.
options. Yeah, you definitely got options, man. So anything else? I mean, any other hobbies that you're into? Cause I be seeing you, man. You be on some
multiple stuff.
Yeah, man. It's pretty awesome.
So another hobby besides salsa, I would say, is snowboarding. That's one of my biggest hobbies. Every winter, I will definitely be somewhere snowboarding. And now that there's an indoor, I guess, snowboarding, there's one in New Jersey, I believe.
Yeah, the big that big
I forgot.
big mall.
Big Snow, I think it's called, at American Dream.
American Dream.
Yeah.
So
that's
now
what it's called.
I will be doing that in the summertime too, spring, fall, whenever you want to, you can go there. So I'll be doing that there. But during the winter, I'll be going out again every winter.
How you got into that?
Let's see. So I got into that when I was about maybe 14 or 13. I used to be part of a group that takes inner city kids to different trips, like hiking, canoeing, could do some rock climbing, different trips, horseback riding. So things where maybe a kid from that environment would not, be exposed to. So that's how I got exposed to that. There was one year where they tried that, and I wasn't good, but my older brother, he's 4 years older than me. So at that age, he was able to do that more on his own sometimes. And every now and then he would bring me along. And that's how I pretty much got into it. After doing that, it's like every year I would go at least once or twice until got a job, made some money. Then I can actually afford to do this because it's a pretty expensive hobby. Compared to the people in my circle, it's like we don't usually see a lot of us out there.
And that's why I asked, because it's not common. So when I saw that, I'm like, oh man, like this is dope. Like how you got into that. So I mean, thank you for answering that. I mean, so it was you was just part of a program, you said, right?
Yeah, it was part of a not-for-profit program that did that, and from there went off and ventured off on my own with friends that were from that program, and actually made a lot of friends while at the mountain. It's like one of those things where it's easy to make friends. You have a common thing you're going out of your way to get to the mountain, and you have a blast with the more people you have. So we just started having trips of people we met there on different mountains. And once you make friends with them, they have friends, and then you just have, it's like salsa where you have a big community. You meet one person, they might introduce you to someone else. It's like that in snowboarding too. You make a lot of friends, you have a lot of fun, and you get to travel sometimes. There's certain passes that makes it easier to see mountains in the West Coast and, anywhere else, Canada. You can't go to Japan. There's so many places you can go to.
So you could go snowboarding in Japan too?
Oh yeah, I haven't been there, but from what I hear, they have like some of the best snow out there. It's insane.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
But over here in the country, where you usually go over here, you go to New Jersey, and what was the other place?
So the indoor one is in New Jersey, which is like 20 minutes away. But there was another mountain that I routinely went to as a teenager and early years of me snowboarding, and that one's called Mountain Creek. That one's like about an hour and 20 minutes away.
That's in PA, right? I think
there is one in PA. Yeah, there's one in PA. There's this. So they have some in New Jersey. They have PA. They have even further up. as we call upstate. Anything beyond Yonkers is like upstate. So,
No, it
but
is.
like further up, you have Maine, you have Vermont, upstate New York.
So
wow.
is this like a franchise that they call it Mountain Creek?
So that's just the company name.
Okay.
Yep,
The name
I
of the
heard that
mountain.
name before.
Yeah. No, I always thought that. I don't know why I thought, because when he said it was from PA, I thought that was just one place.
Me
So
too.
I didn't know that was a company. Like,
Yeah.
he's learning something new right
So
now.
it's like different entities, but they are certain entities that own a lot of like resorts.
Okay.
So you can travel within those resorts if you have a season pass with them. They have multiple throughout the country. You can definitely go to those locations as well. But I mainly stayed in New Jersey, Mountain Creek, and went to other places like called Hunter Mountain, which some people, if they've been snowboarding and they're watching, they know where that is.
Yeah.
There's Killington is a popular one in Vermont. So if you're into snowboarding, generally you have to be willing to drive or take a bus that takes you there, because the further north you go, the better the snow you'll get. So yeah.
Is it fast though? I mean, I want to try. I know I got from them. I'll do it, but I'm scared. Like, does it go fast or?
Yeah, you definitely have the potential to go really fast. There are apps that tracks your speed, and my friends and we usually try to track our speed.
Yeah.
And if I'm correct, we sometimes go 50 or 60
What?
something miles an hour.
That's scary.
That's pretty fast to us.
Let me
That
ask you
is
this.
fast.
Let me ask you this. Is there like a difference between how you started, like the focus? Like, I'm trying to generate the question right. What have you learned that makes you better at snowboarding? Like, what are the techniques that they teach you?
Oh, okay. So.
Yeah. Or naturally learn? Yeah.
Pretty much, I would say once you learn how to stop, that's a big one.
Yeah, that's
because
the best one.
if you don't know how to stop,
That's the best thing.
That's the only way you want to hear. Like, how you stop this?
Yeah.
Just in case.
yeah, once you learn how to stop, then you can learn how to make a left and a right turn. Once you can move freely on your own, after that, it's like the world opens, because now you're not limited to just, I'm falling down all the time. It's like, okay, let me see what I can do. There's different, how would I say, difficulty levels for certain routes that you take on the mountain. There's something they call like a bunny hill, which is where you usually learn.
Okay, I'm gonna ask that because
yeah.
would they throw you like you learning? You want to go to the fastest one.
Oh no, definitely. Some people have tried that, and you laugh as they come down. But it's a funny experience. But yeah, you usually want to start out, if you want to start out safely, on something called a bunny hill, which is very light hill. If you fall, it's not going to be very hard because you're not going too fast. Once you learn your stopping left, turn right, after that you start doing the easy trails. It's like the first thing is a green trail. So if you go to the mountain and you are riding, don't go to anything else besides a bunny hill or a green first, in case you want to get into that.
I mean, that's good because I think that was different level. And I'm pretty sure most people don't know. That's why they go do it.
You considering maybe trying
Hell
it out?
no.
Hey, we should definitely go. I think you would love it. Most people that try it fall in love with it. So I think you would definitely like it if you have some time.
So the reason why I asked the question is because so what I've learned is that what people develop is like a tunnel vision. Right?
Oh, okay. I see where you're going with this now.
Yeah, because people like Truth and myself, we are afraid because we don't understand the path. But when there's a certain time where you create like a sort of tunnel vision, so you're not looking at the trees, you're looking at the pathway.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So like I would say this is similar to like many things. It's like salsa.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, the first thing you did was basic, and you go to social, that's all you do. And it's like tunnel vision.
Yeah.
You're counting 1, 2, 3, 5. Like literally, some people are counting out loud. I've done that many times.
Yeah.
And you're just tunnel vision. Just make sure your steps are correct. Don't hit the girl. Don't step on her. But once you learn how to dance salsa, you just dance. You do whatever. You enjoy everything.
Start improvising, yeah.
So in snowboarding, same thing. You're no longer going to be thinking, turn left, turn right. I have to stop. You start to look at the trees. You look at the scenery around you. You start wanting to try different things depending on your personality. You can get very fun with it, where like you see something you want to jump over. You can ride through something called glades, which is like pretty much, it's not an open space, but there's a lot of trees.
Okay.
Some
Well,
are,
man, you said you could jump over stuff?
yeah.
Wow, you scaring me, man. I don't know if I could
bro,
do this.
I'm actually curious, bro. Like, like I'm listening to it, yo. Like, you don't be surprised if I show up on there, like, yo.
I'm not gonna say I can do anything like from the X Games and stuff. That's what people think, you know. It's like you
okay.
start doing backflips, 360s, and 540s and all that. But you can jump over little things, and then little by little you get better. Like I said, once you don't have that tunnel vision, everything opens up. You want to jump over things. You want to ride in between stuff. You want to start going faster. You start having competitions with your friends, who can do what better, land a trick, and can the other person do it? Who's going to be the first one to reach the bottom? There's little things like that, but that makes it super fun. And once you're in it, you get that adrenaline rush, which I think a lot of people love. It's like getting that adrenaline, being scared, but knowing that you know what to do, you can handle your own, and you're just having fun.
Cool.
So yeah.
Awesome, man. What do you like? Can you describe the importance of these programs that allow you to expose yourself to things like? Because I don't know why, but I feel like in the community we don't have as much. I don't know if I'm right by that. You know,
I think you are because
yeah.
like you said with the skiing thing, not too many people in our community doing that. That's why, like he asked you at first, he was surprised. Like I only know one person that do skiing like that too, but it's not too common of a thing.
Yeah.
So how could we, how you say, give the knowledge or let people know them this type of sport that we could also do?
So I agree with what you guys are saying, and I personally don't think that there is a lot of that out there that sheds a light on all these things that we can do. I know for snowboarding, I always don't expect it to be like a lot of people of color. And, you know, it's one of the things that we joke around with, like my friends and myself, when we go to the mountain. It's like, oh, there's one of us over there. That's cool, you know? But it's growing for sure. You start to see more people of color in there, even like in competitions, like mainstream, I would say. People of color are starting to be more present. And even if there is some opportunities out there, I don't know that there's a light being shed on it, but things like this podcast, this is one way that you can definitely shed a light on things. Like maybe someone was thinking about snowboarding and just got scared and didn't know that that's something they could do because maybe they live in New York City. Yeah. There's no mountains in New York City. Well, I just mentioned that there's mountains that you can get on a train or a bus and you can ride up there. It just takes an hour and a half or two, save a little bit of money. And if they know that they can do that and that's all it takes, they're more willing to do that. There's also, it's called a meetup. I don't know. It's like a website you go to, and then there's many activities you can do. So if you're looking for a certain activity or to get in a hobby, you can type in that activity, and there will be groups of people that go out together. Makes it more affordable, more enjoyable because there's people there that are new to you. You get to make new friends. I use that as well, and I didn't have a car at one point, and I did not want to get on a Metro North or try to ask someone to drive me 3 hours somewhere. Yeah. So that's another way that people can do that for snowboarding, hiking, and other activities.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah, you can go to meetup.com, put in a certain activity, and opens up a door for you of a way to actually be able to do so in a more affordable way.
Yeah, I really don't mind promoting them. Yeah.
Yeah, I had to give them a call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we could do that for the future, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Bro, I do want to thank you, for taking the time to talk to us. I feel like we had a lot of knowledge.
And
right?
power to our listener,
Yeah. So, anything else you want to add to?
Yeah, before I end it, do you have guys any type of advice or message you would like to get to our listener?
Yes. If you can, invest. Try not to get in debt. And there are ways you can use debt positively, but do your research first. Find out a way to find out your budget and how to stay on it, and pretty much invest as much as you can, I would say. Yeah. I don't want to go too in-depth into it, but you don't want to get stuck pretty much in a loophole, which is where a lot of people of our community are in. Okay. And if you're not doing that, it's going to be hard for you to even partake in a lot of activities that I mentioned. But if you are more financially aware, then it would be easier for you to see other opportunities that you first think you wouldn't be a part of. These past 2 years, learning how to invest has opened up a whole perspective for me and my future. I feel like I have a lot more purpose now. So I believe if you learn how to invest in like for retirement, and many other type of things. So you have people here that were talking about real estate and so on. Just learn how to invest and grow your money, because you don't want to be stuck working for the rest of your life or having your children take care of you and then you feel bad because you have to do that. So learn how to invest. Definitely learn how to study for what you want to do to better yourself. That is the main thing I would say.
That's pretty dope, man. Would you mind coming in on another day and we could talk about get more into depth about investments?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm not that like, I don't know it all, but I feel like I know enough.
Yeah. No, and it's good. I mean, well, the message I was trying to give is that like us in this community, like we are learning how to do these things. We are learning these traits, and we just wanna involve the community more. So like any knowledge that you have, you could give it in, and like I could give all my knowledge as well, and like we could just talk about it. I mean, I do know a couple of people that know about investments, so maybe we could learn from each other. So,
for sure.
So we do have something planned for the future. So I will definitely want to get you involved in it.
Yeah, I would definitely like to be a part of that. We could talk about crypto.
Yeah,
we could talk about
another episode about that.
We could
talk about that. We could talk about investing in stocks and other types of things.
Yeah.
I mainly just invest in stocks. I have some crypto, but that's, like you said, another day.
Yeah.
And one last advice I would say is definitely floss. If you're not flossing, that's a big problem for your health long term.
So
I'll floss. I cannot be without floss in my pocket. So
yeah.
Anyway, thank you for being a guest. We really appreciate it, and for taking your time to come in, to pass by over here. And for all your listeners, if you like what we're doing, please tell a friend and family to follow us on Instagram at Level Up Success Podcast. And from our Instagram, there's a link that will take you to our website. And from that website, they will direct you to Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, Podcasts, or something. We are everywhere.
Yeah. So we basically just made it easy for you guys. So just go to our Instagram, and from our Instagram you hit the link, and it'll direct you to the most convenient way for you could listen to us.
Yes, that's the best way to do it.
And if you're watching on YouTube, you better hit that like button. It's free.
Oh yeah! Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Click subscribe.
Okay. Every Monday, new episode on the podcast platform, and on Friday we do the video version on YouTube. Thank you for the reminder.
Yeah, and it's free, so that's a very big ROI or return on your investment. The investment is a subscribe click. That's it. You're gonna get free information.
Yeah, free knowledge and power.
So this is Nothing Truth, and this is the Level Up Success Podcast. I want to give you guys a deuces. All right.
Peace.